My friends, what's going on everyone? My name's Kai, welcome to the channel. Consider subscribing, it helps the channel grow. So, my friends, today I have something really cool to show you. If you're a fan of the channel, you will know that I love the outdoors, I love adventuring, camping, glamping. It's going to be a lot of fun this summer. Guys, I have a lot of hiking trips planned, a lot of outdoor stuff planned for this summer, and I thought it would be cool to show you guys some of the gear that I'm going to be using. Right now, I basically have all of the gear that I'm looking for. The only thing I need left is an emergency weather radio. But other than that, I am pretty much set for the summer. So guys, if you're interested, I would love to show you what I will be hiking with this year. Alright, let's get right into it. My friends, first thing I want to show you, I got a small backpacking tent from Amazon. This is made by Nightcat. It's essentially the same size as a normal tent, but half of it. So, same height, same dimensions, but just half of it. This is considerably lighter than my tent from last year. My tent from last year was a full-on tent, and that was pretty damn heavy to carry. So, I'm really glad that I got this. This can fit on the bottom of my backpack. It won't take up any room, and I'm really excited about that. I just need to, I still need to take it out. I haven't taken it out since I purchased it, and I need to waterproof it. But other than that, this is what I will be hiking with. Oh, and by the way, what I'll do is I'll leave links to all of these things in the description. I don't get any money from it, it's not sponsored or anything, but if you're interested, I'll leave the links down there. So, number one, Nightcat. Okay, well, I'm gonna need something to sleep on as well, so I've got my sleeping pad. This sleeping pad has actually gone with me all over Japan. I've slept in many airports using this. It's a really good sleeping pad, and it's really small, so to be able to have, you know, my tent and my sleeping bag all in a little thing like that, that's pretty damn good. I'm very excited about that. So, we've got the sleeping pad, we've got the tent. Now, I've decided that I'm not going to use sleeping bags anymore. Sleeping bags are very cumbersome, they're very big, they're a pain in the ass to hike with, and you can get kind of way too hot in them, if that makes any sense. Either way, guys, I chose to change up my sleeping bag situation, and instead of a sleeping bag, I will be using a 90% wool blanket. This blanket's for 72hours.ca, 90% wool. I've heard that wool blankets are much better for backpacking because they're incredibly warm, they're fire resistant, so if you're sitting around the campfire and, you know, sparks and ash are falling down, it's not going to burn holes through it. Also, if it gets wet at all, it really can still retain heat. I think that's a much better idea. Plus, even though it's a pretty big item, it's still considerably less weight than like a full-on sleeping bag, and a lot less size. So that'll go on the top of my on the top of my backpack, and I'll be good. I've never slept with just a wool blanket. Hopefully it's not too itchy, but it should be warm as hell. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, the next thing, guys, I'm going to be eating a lot while I'm away. I am a big time eater. I love eating, and when I'm going on these hiking trips, you gotta remember I'm going to be going for a week at a time, maybe even 2 weeks at a time, where I'm just out in the wilderness completely alone, right? So, if I'm going to be doing that, I'm going to need a lot of food, and the problem with bringing food backpacking is it's heavy, you know what I mean? Even just a single can of soup, it's really heavy. So what I would recommend you guys do is purchase freeze-dried food. So there's this awesome company, Mountain House. This company makes all different kinds of freeze-dried food, and it's actually really good. There's a lot of freeze-dried food companies out there. Some that I can think of the top of my head is like ReadyWise, Nature Valley. There's quite a few of them, and I gotta tell you, they're not very good. The way that they do them is they freeze every individual ingredient and then just put it in a bag. With Mountain House, what they do is they actually cook the meals and then freeze dry the meals once they're already cooked. So the flavor on these is significantly better than something like ReadyWise. Much better. What I decided to do was I got 4 different cans, because these cans are expensive. These cans are like $80 Canadian each. So, yeah, I wanted to get some variety. So what I did was I got 2 cans of Mountain House rice and chicken. And then I got 1 can of Mountain House lasagna. And I got 1 can of Mountain House chili mac. That way, when I make my own MREs, I can have rice every day for lunch, and then for dinner I can switch it up between lasagna and chili mac. So I think variety is really good when it comes to like morale when you're out there hiking. If it's a really crappy day, maybe you've had a rough day in the rain or something like that, it would be really nice to have a good meal. And what's nice about this stuff is it's unbelievably lightweight. It's unbelievably lightweight. I should be able to pack probably 6 or 7 days worth of food because it's freeze dried. Another thing that I want to show you that I found, I'll probably bring maybe 1 of these on my camping trip, but I am a little questionable about it. Let me show you some meat in a sack that I found at the dollar store. So I was at the dollar store today and I found these beef taco filling. So this is just in like a retort pouch, and what's nice about this is it's thin, it doesn't weigh much, and all you need to do to cook this thing is boil it. You just need to boil it, just like the other MRE stuff. It's basically the same thing, and there's beef taco filling. So I will be throwing 1 or 2 of these in, you know, to mix up with the rice and stuff. So I've got a good amount of food. I'm really excited to do that. Keep an eye on the channel because I will be making a video where I make my own MREs if you are interested in that. Okay, next thing that I want to show you. Okay, so I've got food, I've got my shelter, I'm gonna need water. I'm gonna need water in a big way. As a matter of fact, I am going to be hiking, one of my hikes this summer, I'm hiking to the beach from my house. Now, the beach is over 100 kilometers away from my house. It's far away. And there's a stretch during that time where there's a 50-kilometer stretch between the closest place where I can go and buy like a gas station, somewhere where I can go and get water and resupply and stuff like that. I'm gonna have a 50-kilometer stretch where I can't resupply. So I'm gonna have to be drinking out of streams. With this food, you add water to it, so I'm going to need water for the food. And also, if I'm going for like 7 days at a time, even if I brought like an entire gallon jug with me, it wouldn't be enough, right? And I can't do that because I'm backpacking. So let me show you the solution that I got. I picked up a Life Straw squeeze water filter. So it's a very simple design. It's just got a water filter up like this and a bag. You can fill this bag and use it just as like a regular water bottle kind of thing, or you can fill the bag with water and then take another water bottle like this. Open up the cap, put it in there, and then just squeeze the water out of it. That'll get it filtered. So I'm really happy about that. I purchased a Life Straw branded one just because I really don't trust an unnamed, an unnamed water filter from Amazon. Who knows what it could do? But with Life Straw, it's a trusted brand, and I'm looking forward to using this. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, well, let's talk about protection. So, guys, I live in Canada, so there's a lot of wild animals. There's a lot of wild animals where I live. Where I'm going to be hiking, there's a lot of danger, if you will. There's wolves, there's coyotes. Once we get up farther up north, there's bears, there's rattlesnakes. There's a lot of animals that we have to worry. So let me show you my survival knife. This is my survival knife. This goes with me whenever I go hiking in like the backcountry. What's great about this knife is it's big enough that I can make a spear out of it. I've got the rope on the handle, so if I wanted to, I could make a spear, tie it up. Another thing that this is great for, because it is full tang, it's just one solid piece of metal, it's really good for batoning wood, making firewood, everything like that. And for me, if I'm going to be out in bear country, it's pretty important to me that I have some kind of a blade with me. So that's not a knife, this is a knife. So that's my blade, but in the sheath itself, I've got a couple things as well. I've got a sharpening stone, and I've got a mini pair of pliers, and I've also got a roll of thread. A roll of thread for repairing things. You could do anything, even if worst case Ontario, you could even give yourself some stitches if you wanted. But that's all in there. That's my survival knife. I'm getting close to the end, but I hope that you're enjoying. Let me show you my survival shovel. So this is my survival shovel. What's nice about it is it's got a bladed edge on one side. It's got a serrated edge on the other side. Realistically, if I'm going to be using a weapon of any kind, it'll probably be this. Much easier to handle. But what's really cool about this, what's really neat about this, there we go. Yeah, so basically the reason that I'd bring this is for digging latrines. You're gonna be out there for 7 days. You want to clean up after yourself after you use the washroom, so having a shovel to be able to dig that out is a good thing to have. Also, as I said, it's got a bladed edge, it's got a serrated edge, so if I'm ever in a bad situation, I can definitely use it to swap things away. But there's some pretty cool stuff in here as well. This whole thing is hollow and it unscrews. Let me show you its features. So if we unscrew this, we just have a screwdriver with a couple bits on the end. On the end here is, I believe, yes, on the end here we have a fire starter, so we can take this out. We can take that out and make some sparks with that bad boy, and then I think, yeah, it's got a whistle on it too. So we got a fire starter if we lose our lighter, worst case Ontario. We've got a glass breaker on here. We're not going to need that. But there's a couple other things as well in here. Let me show you what else there is. I believe there's a knife in here. Yeah, there's a knife in here too. So what you can do is we can do that. So it's got some options. It's definitely got some options. Alright, I'll screw that in after. Okay, last but not least, let me show you my little survival kit that I have in the bag. So in this survival kit here, I have a brick of soap, because being clean out in the wild is very, very important, especially if you're catching fish and stuff like that. You're gonna want to have some soap to clean up after. I have just an emergency blanket. What I do with these is I actually pin them to the top of my tent, so any of the heat rising from my body will reflect back on me. So I've got a survival blanket here. This is a tiny little light that I can attach to, here, can I show you? I must have a thing. I guess not. Yeah, so this is just a mini USB light. It can plug into any of my power banks, anything like that, and it's actually quite bright. I can get a little reading light, and because it's such a small LED, It really doesn't take up that much battery at all. You can leave this thing on for days, and it'll be completely fine. So I've got a little light in there. I've got 2 small rolls of duct tape, because you never know when you need duct tape. I've got a bottle of water purification tablets. So once the water goes in here, I'll drop in one of these water purification tablets just to be extra sure that it gets rid of all the bacteria. That'll mix in with that, and then it'll go with my with my water. Here I have a little Game Boy fire kit that I built. So inside we've got some candles, we've got a piece of fat wood, we've got some fire starters in there, and some matches, and then on the back there's a striker. So I've got a fire kit, and then this is just a small knife that I have if I'm making traps, or if I'm making anything small that requires like little whittling kind of thing. That's in here. So this is a very, very small knife. I really like it though. And then finally, I have these really cool things. So these are survival kit cards. So they're really small. I can fit just a ton of them in there, you know. But what's cool about this is you can actually pop off this knife. It's got fishing hooks on it, it's got a saw on it, it's got sewing needles on it, so it's got everything that you need right on it, and if you want, you can just pop them off. I think that's really cool, and you know what, they seem like they're pretty good quality, so I threw a couple in there just because it doesn't take up much space, and I believe that that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, my friends, the only thing I need left is a weather radio. I have severe ADHD, and I constantly need to be listening to something while I'm doing anything, and I can't really have my cell phone playing music the whole time, because I'll run out of battery immediately on like my first night away. So what I'd like to get is like a solar powered weather radio, so I can just hook it onto my backpack and just let something play, you know what I mean? Some music. I don't care what music, but something, you know? So that realistically is the only thing else that I'm looking for. Guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this. I'm gonna make a more in-depth video on my smaller survival kits. I think that that's a lot of fun to do. But other than that, get excited for this summer. Get excited for this summer, because we are going to be doing a lot of really, really, really fun stuff. Alright guys, if you made it this far, it's time for me to plug my merch. My friends, speaking of doing all this hiking, every time I do these hikes, I'm hiking for men's health. I'm trying to raise money for charity. I am going to be doing something amazing in about a year. So, I am going to bike across Japan to raise awareness for men's health. It's something that's very, very important for me. As somebody who suffers from numerous things myself, I would really like to be able to help the community and do something bigger. So, guys, if you want to help support that, consider buying some merch, consider sending a donation on the channel, or just share the video. It really helps me either way. Any money that I raise from my YouTube channel over the next year will go towards buying a bike for my bike ride. When I'm done, I will sell the bike and donate the money to charity. And yeah, if you want to be a part of supporting me, I would really, really appreciate it. Other than that, guys, have a really nice night. I hope that you're having a great day wherever you are in the whole wide world. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. See ya.
Thank you for watching そばリビング